Next, on a special edition of Six in the Mix, we are giving you an exclusive first look at the 2013 Coconut Grove Arts Festival. From the art to the music to the food, we've got you covered.
Plus, we're taking a look back at 50 years of art in the Grove and get a first-hand look at how the art makes it into the festival in the first place. Six in the Mix starts now.
I can't believe it's 50 already. Hey everyone, I'm Roxanne Vargas.
And I'm Adam Cooperstein. Let's get things started by taking a look back at the first 50 years of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival.
Coconut Grove wasn't exactly founded as an artist colony back in the late 1800s, but it didn't really take long for artists and writers to discover the Grove and its natural charm and beauty.
It all evolved out of the fact that I was looking for something to draw people to come to see the play, and it worked.
You heard it, folks. That's how the country's largest festival of its kind was born.
People came and loved it, and I think we started it, I think we did it for a week.
Charlie Cinnamon is credited with starting this tradition, a simple festival like one you'd see in France.
I created this left bank of Paris, in which we had we created a street show of a clothesline kind of thing, hanging paintings. Wherever we could find space, we'd put a painting or a sculpture or whatever.
The Grove has always been a playground for stars from Hollywood and Broadway. Just take a look. Charlton Heston even visited in the early days, as you can see here in this video from the NBC6 archive.
I was assured that cutting this ribbon will not cause those buildings to fall down. So if they do, it's not my fault. But I am very happy to officially cut the ribbon that opens the art festival here today.
Needless to say, it didn't take long for the festival to expand. Monty Trainer tracks the progression.
The festival started at the Playhouse, and it was a very, they had 25 or 30 artists, and it was in conjunction with the play Herman Ledoux. And so between '73 it was in the Village, and it was a small, more contained show. But in the last 15 years, I guess it's really expanded.
Despite its growth, the festival has maintained the highest of standards, developing a reputation of excellence here in South Florida and beyond.
This is one of the big attributes we have as a festival. It's strictly juried, and the artist has to be on the premise the whole time. No giclées, no duplications and all. So it was all original art, and that's what makes a big difference.
Today, more than 120,000 people flock to the festival President's Day weekend to see art from a hand-picked group of artists. You name the medium, you'll see it there. Now the festival stretches for more than a mile. When Charlie looks back on the humble beginnings, he beams with pride.
Who could dream a dream like that? But there's nothing that could make me happier than to be part of this 50 years later. And it's a great honor.
For Monty and Charlie, this festival isn't just another weekend event. It's an opportunity to show off the place they call home.
You really get to see the art, it's open and free, and you get to see the ocean, you get to see a little bit of the park and the lushness of Coconut Grove.
I live in the Grove, I love the Grove, I eat the Grove, my friends live here. It's some place to come home to. I love it, and the Arts Festival just makes it better.
It was an amazing night at the festival offices at the Mayfair in the Grove, with all those posters on display. And we caught up with several of the artists to find out what creating a poster for the show meant to them.
It was huge. I grew up here in Miami, going to the festival.
I gotta say, it was a game changer for me as an artist. It was just my 15 minutes of fame.
This culmination of the Coconut Grove Art Festival after all these years, 50 years, it's very, very impressive, and I'm very happy and pleased to be a part of it.
Man, so many great posters over the years. And good news, if you're like me and you're eyeing a few in particular, you can check them all out at cgaf.com, and you can even buy them on there as well. So go check out the site. Roxy, back over to you.
Thanks, Adam. This year I had the honor of unveiling the official show poster to commemorate 50 years and introduce the world-renowned artist behind the work of art. Live right here on NBC6 South Florida. Here's a look. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow.
The name of the 50th anniversary poster is Paraíso, by none other than Romero Brito. I caught up with him at his studio to find out about his inspiration for this great new piece of art.
I started, showing my work in the street in Coconut Grove. I spent 5 years of my career in the early days in Coconut Grove. I used to have my studio right there. From an organization that has been doing so well, 50 years of this incredible street fair, and they asked me to do it. I was very honored to do this because I want my art to be, close to the masses and close to the, huge audience, and that's a very nice setting. My art is very direct, it's very simple, it's very colorful, it's very positive. The inspiration, of course, is Coconut Grove. And Coconut Grove is such a fun place. It's a place that everybody knows as a place for the arts and people, the art enthusiasts. All the natural, ambience, the greens, being in the bay. That inspired me a lot. It's like paradise for me. It's part of South Florida. It has so many people from all over. So it's a wonderful opportunity for someone like myself that I start showing the street. I like the idea of being closer and closer to people all the time.
Coming up, we'll show you how the art makes it into the show in the first place. Only we can take you inside the jury room.
We're also taking you inside one of the hottest eating spots in South Florida, and we'll tell you when you can meet this chef at the festival.
We'll also introduce you to more artists and their work.
Stay connected to the festival. Find them on Twitter. Their handle is @CG Arts Festival. You can also get lots of content on their Facebook page. Just search Coconut Grove Arts Festival, and you can take a look at the entire festival guide at cgaf.com.
You're watching a special edition of 6 in the Mix, celebrating 50 years of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. We're coming right back.
Have you watched Deception yet? If not, right now is your perfect opportunity to catch up on the episodes you missed, either on Xfinity On Demand or on NBC.com. Then you'll be ready for an all-new Deception Monday at 10, only on NBC6. After the show, stay with NBC6 for the ultimate deception here in South Florida as a man vanishes after swindling millions of dollars. Did he kill himself? Has he perished at sea? Or is he pulling the ultimate deception?
I think he's still alive, and I think he's in South America, to be honest.
Help crack the case, Monday at 11 only on NBC6 South Florida. NBC6 gets you up to speed the second you're up.
This is NBC6 South Florida.
Helping you plan your day.
Today, that's your forecast.
Delivering information directly to you, no matter where you are. With breaking news when it happens, as it happens. An experienced team of reporters that are watching out for you. Weather Team 6, keeping you safe, prepared, and ahead of dangerous weather.
You saw it first here on NBC6.
News never stops, and neither do we. NBC6 South Florida is everywhere.
When you go to sleep,
we go to work,
so that we're ready the moment you get up.
Updates on this story all throughout the morning. We're all over South Florida with live breaking news.
Police are asking you to stay inside.
Brian Phillips, Pam Jagatti, and Jawan Strader. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m.
We want to make sure that whatever the artist submits, that we have someone with that background in the jurors so that it's a fair kind of thing.
It's not easy looking at hundreds of pieces of art so you can decide who will be among the exhibitors at the Coconut Grove Arts Festival.
Welcome back to a special edition of 6 in the Mix, celebrating 50 years of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. I'm Adam Cooperstein. Only our cameras were rolling as jurors decided who makes the cut for this year's exhibit. It's a 6 in the Mix exclusive.
Inside the Coconut Grove Arts Festival offices are a panel of artists judging fine art from 12 different categories, ranging from ceramics to jewelry to watercolors.
None of the jurors know the names, where they're from. They don't know anything about the artist. All they know is the art.
They're able to see the artwork from the 5 photos submitted by the artist. The committee uses these laptops and projectors to view and then vote on the art.
We not only look at the art, we also look at the booths. So they're not only looking at the quality of the art, but they're looking at the design, how they display their booth.
So it's crucial that these pictures are perfect. They're then judged using a scaling system based on numbers, 1, 4, 7, and 10 being the best. The scores are added together in real time to help determine who will go on to the next step. This year, they'll view over 5,000 pictures, selecting the best of the best.
The highest scores are the ones that we look at, and then from there we go. It's a tedious process, but it's worth it and it's fair. That's the most important thing, that it's fair.
The jury is made up of 10 non-competing artists. 5 of them judge two-dimensional art, and the other 5 judge 3D, all having a diverse background in fine art mediums.
This is their passion. This is what they love. They can tell the little minute from one to the little minute from the other. They know quality. To us, this is our dream. This is what we love to do. We can sit here and watch all day, although our eyes get pretty tired after, 4 or 5 hours.
Their eyes may be getting tired, but their palates will be pleased with the addition of the edible art category. From cakes to cookies, foodie fans can expect to enjoy the art of food with some beautifully prepared plates.
The culinary component of our festival has become very popular. It's something that we take pride in. So if we're an art festival and we're doing the art of food, why not bring the decorators and those people who are creating beautiful food?
So add some color to your weekend and live with the beauty of art forever. Whether you're an avid artist or enjoy the culinary cuisine, the Heart of the Grove is where the imagination runs free.
We're trying to educate the public on the top art to buy. We want everyone in our community to start buying art and living with art. That's our aim, that's our mission.
So now that you know what it takes to be in the show, time to meet some of the artists. First up, we have a woman who was inspired by her uncle to pursue her dream, and she even left an executive position to make it come true. Here's Adrienne Gaskell.
As a native South Floridian, it's a pleasure to be in the Coconut Grove Art Show. It's very much a place I feel is home, as my mother was born there in 1921. And as my uncle had a store in downtown Miami selling jewelry to tourists, I feel I've come full circle with the family business. I can't imagine not doing this because it is so much fun to create. The wonderful thing about making jewelry, or probably doing anything creative, is that I wake up every morning and just jump out of bed because I've dreamt of new things to do. I figure out how to work with a needle and thread, a fiery torch, a hammer. They all work together. This is one of my most exciting techniques that I do because jewelry with metal, with needle weaving, all of these things have been around for thousands of years. Jewelry with Kumihimo braiding, less than 25 years old. I incorporate gemstones, pearls, Swarovski crystals, and my signature magnetic clasp. That's what's fun, that I am one of the people that is making new innovations in this technique, bringing it to the art jewelry world. The Coconut Grove Art Show, it's my favorite show I do all year. So happy to be there consecutively for the last 6 years. I've done shows all over the country. I've been to Paris and Istanbul doing shows as well, but nothing beats the Grove. I meet people from all over the world at that show. Patrons from Canada, Germany, England. Everybody who comes to the Coconut Grove show loves art.
Coming up on 6 in the Mix, more artists and their work. Meet a photographer who's sharing his love of nature and find out what a South Florida woman, Winston Churchill, and agricultural engineering all have in common.
And don't forget the art of food. We'll give you a preview of what your palate will enjoy when you're down here.
It's easier when you believe.
Plus, the sound of Chris Cab, just one of the many acts you'll see right here at the festival.
Before we go to break, here's a look at what's on the performing arts schedule. You can get more information by logging on to cgaf.com. And don't forget to follow them on Twitter and on Facebook. You're watching a special edition of 6 in the Mix, celebrating 50 years of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival, only on NBC6 South Florida.
NBC6 gets you up to speed the second you're up.
This is NBC6 South Florida.
Helping you plan your day.
Today, that's your forecast.
Delivering information directly to you, no matter where you are. With breaking news when it happens, as it happens. An experienced team of reporters are watching out for you. Weather Team 6, keeping you safe, prepared, and ahead of dangerous weather.
You saw it first here on NBC6.
News never stops, and neither do we. NBC6 South Florida is everywhere.
When you go to sleep,
we go to work,
so that we're ready the moment you get up.
Updates on this story all throughout the morning.
When you're getting ready for your day, we're all over South Florida with live breaking news.
Police are asking you to stay inside.
And weather, when it happens,
As it happens.
and up to the second traffic
You are looking
alerts.
live right now at the Palmetto Expressway.
So you know before you go.
Live Doppler 6 HD. Ryan Phillips, Pam Giganti, and Juwan Strader. Team 6 is everywhere. Watch NBC6 South Florida today. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. It's South Florida. News and weather are constantly breaking. So when you see it happen, take pics and send them to 6. Upload your still image or video to IC@NBC6.com. Be part of Team 6 today. NBC6 South Florida is everywhere.
This is 6 in the Mix, coming to you from the Coconut Grove Sailing Club. We're giving you an all-access look at the 2013 Coconut Grove Arts Festival.
Time to introduce you to another artist. He is as passionate about his craft as he is about nature. And just wait until you see the moments in time he's captured through his lens. Meet Paul Marcellini.
I've always been into art. In high school, art class was my escape, but it wasn't until 2005 that I got into photography. In college, I picked up a camera just to document just our little exploits. And it was when I graduated in 2007, I moved back to Miami and started shooting the Everglades 2 or 3 times a week. This shot is the one that launched the idea that I could do this for a living. It was a grand prize winner for Outdoor Photographer magazine, which was a trip to Kenya, and that was just a complete trip of a lifetime. And while over there, I just realized this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I'm always trying to show dramatic scenes to really catch the viewer's attention. This was just a foggy morning where the sun broke through the trees, and it was just a scene that you couldn't ignore. My goal is to attract people to a scene and then be able to educate them once I have their attention. I just had a natural inclination to the outdoors, and so what you love, you want to protect. If someone doesn't understand something, they're not going to care about it. If they're ignorant to it, especially. The art show is a great opportunity to just quickly educate the public by displaying these dramatic scenes of Florida, that this is what we have and this is worth saving for the next generation. Coconut Grove is definitely one of the busiest art shows. It's great to have so many people coming into the booth. You get the nature lovers that just recognize the scenes and want to talk with you about them. The traffic is constant. People come from out of country, but even driving down from different counties. This will be my 3rd year participating, and so I'm definitely happy to be returning once again.
Can't wait to take a closer look at that. Now, the cool thing about this festival is your eyes aren't the only part of you that's in for a workout. That's because your other senses are in for a treat.
I wonder if I take you there, would you believe in fairy tales? Oh, a place where no one feels the pain, living with our suffering.
That's Chris Kapp, and he'll be taking the stage at the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. His mentors include Wyclef Jean and Pharrell Williams. This Miami-born singer-songwriter has a unique sound that combines reggae, soulful singing, and hip-hop. Chris is blowing up in the music scene now, and he told us he couldn't wait to be a part of this huge festival.
Art, you really express how you're feeling, and you're able to be completely honest of how you feel, even if it's just through playing the guitar, even if you're not singing. You could totally express what you're feeling just by playing something, so to me that's pretty amazing.
If you're a foodie, you know the name Giorgio Rapicavoli, but if you've never met him, you can't deny your taste buds the honor of meeting him. We take you inside Eating House Miami.
Hi, my name is Giorgio Rapicavoli. We're at Eating House, the restaurant that I opened up with a couple buddies of mine, Alex and Henry. This has been a dessert that we've been working on recently that we really have become a fan of. It's our take on tres leches. It really kind of plays well onto the Cuban cultures and flavors that makes up Miami. So we're gonna start working on this dish. This is a sauce made with guava and the Cuban soda iron beer. You can really plate this at home however you want. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna add different size circles, and we're gonna go on one side of the plate, leaving a lot of negative space on the other. We call this kind of like like a quick tres leches. Instead of traditionally soaking the whole cake, we'll soak small pieces of it. And then what you want to do after is just place it on another plate to drain, so you don't really mess up your whole presentation with all the liquid from the tres leches. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of the cream cheese mousse. We're gonna go ahead and give it a charge. You wanna shake it really well. You wanna make sure when you make this at home that you don't fill it up all the way if you are using one of these. If not, you can definitely just make a cream cheese sauce and it'll work just as well. So we'll add a little bit on the dish as a mousse. And then we're gonna garnish it with some crunchy meringue pieces. Traditionally, tres leches is covered in a soft meringue. What we do is we use a crunchy meringue to not only just add the flavor of it, but to give it some body to the dish too. We'll garnish it with some of the guava fruit gels. You can also use a traditional guava paste, guava jelly, whatever you have. And we'll just place them around the dish. And then we're gonna put a little bit of guava ice cream. And you just wanna form a nice ball. We've got a quenelle scoop, so what it's gonna make is almost like a football shape. Now what we're gonna do is finish it with the frozen cream cheese. So we'll take some liquid nitrogen again, and we're gonna put it inside. Now what's gonna happen is that the mousse is gonna freeze. We'll be able to break it up into some really kind of crazy shapes that are gonna plate really, really nicely on this. And then you can go back, you've got a lot of white on your dish. You can go back with your sauce again and just add a little bit of finishing touches around the dish. And that's our take on tres leches.
Giorgio and Eating House is just one of the many fabulous eateries that will be represented at the festival. Here's a complete list of what and who you can expect to see at the Culinary Pavilion. Check out the list for yourself. Just log on to cgaf.com and check them out on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Coming up, the inspiring story of a local artist and the incredible motivation behind every brushstroke. Plus, Monty sits down with Rox to talk about art in the Grove for the next 50 years. This is 6 in the Mix on NBC6 South Florida.
He was a minister and the director of a bank. Many trusted him. So could the same man really take off with millions in cash?
Oh, I've got some terrible, terrible news, and it was like the whole bottom fell out. And
Then came a suicide note, and he simply vanished. Is he still out there? Did he perish at sea?
I think he's still alive, and I think he's in South America, to be honest.
Or is he hiding right here in South Florida? Team 6 investigator Willard Shepard shows you the evidence. Can you crack this case? Watch Wanted, Dead or Alive, Monday at 11 only on NBC6 South Florida. NBC6 gets you up to speed the second you're up.
This is NBC6 South Florida.
Helping you plan your day.
Today, that's your forecast.
Delivering information directly to you, no matter where you are. With breaking news, when it happens, as it happens. An experienced team of reporters that are watching out for you. Weather Team 6, keeping you safe, prepared, and ahead of dangerous weather.
You saw it first here on NBC6.
News never stops, and neither do we. NBC6 South Florida is everywhere.
When you go to sleep,
we go to work.
So that we're ready the moment you get up.
Updates on this story all throughout the morning.
When you're getting ready for your day, we're all over South Florida with live breaking news.
Police are asking you to stay inside.
And weather. When it happens.
As it happens.
And up to the second traffic alert.
Live right now at the Palmetto Expressway.
So you know before you go.
Live Doppler 6 HD. Ryan Phillips, Pam Giganti, and Juwan Strader. Team 6 is everywhere. Watch NBC6 South Florida today. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m.
That's Julio Bordas. He's a Cuban-born painter, and art was not his first career. But he found unique inspiration in the writings of Winston Churchill and his loving wife of 60 years.
I started painting before I became an agricultural engineer. Probably 16 or 17 years old, living in a farm. Well, I started painting all by myself, painting landscape. It was natural for me to see Félix Ramos, the Cuban landscape artist. After I received a gift from one of my daughters of acrylic, that moved me to get in touch with Baruch Salinas, the Cuban master. My style changed completely. I moved from landscape and some other geometric things to abstract because it gives you the opportunity to use the speed of your thoughts as faster than your hand. when you are trying to represent what you have in mind, that with the other style, with the landscape, you can do that. Well, those landscapes are there because my wife wanted something that reminds her particular areas that we have been when we were in Cuba, and because it was such important for her. That's why it was never sold and it will never be sold. It will be for her forever. The most important person I have been involved with is my wife. Rosa, the best thing that happened to me, not only is an inspiration for art, it's a complete inspiration for living. Coconut Grove Art Festival is very important. To be accepted for the festival means a lot to any artist because everybody sees you. You have the opportunity to meet a lot of people that go exclusively to see good art. It has been a great pleasure for me to be part of it.
Monty, 50 years has been so exciting, but South Florida's excited about where we're going because it only gets better, right?
It always gets better. And this year, of course, we're so happy that we have Brito as our artist. He's a Miami icon. We're involved with Miami-Dade College, the whole culinary program, which is an outstanding program.
That's great. Let's talk about that because I don't know if the community really realizes that, what the festival does in giving back to the community.
Well, you know, we have 75 artists. We'll be going into 110 schools and helping the art programs in the different schools. That's very exciting. They come before the festival and they stay after the festival to get into the schools and the art programs.
It's only going to get even bigger next year, right?
Well, not so much bigger as getting better.
Right.
It's
already big. It's huge already, you know.
We have 380 artists, and that's our max. We get 1,400 submissions, so but we are trying to make it better with our family entertainment, our entertainment on stage, our culinary, and of course, we're all about art. So we get the best artists we can.
Do you find, Monty, that the art that's submitted each year from not just here locally, not just from the country, but from around the world, just keeps getting better and has gotten better over the years?
Oh yes, you know, it's like sports. You know, the equipment gets better. You know, they paint better. Everything's better now. I mean, it's amazing how difficult it is to choose the artist.
What do you see for the next 50 years for the Coconut Grove Arts Festival?
Of course, I have to give you that slogan again. It only gets better. But you know, we're always trying to improve the quality of the show. It's got about as large as it can get. And I think the quality is always something we're looking at, and we're striving to make it a better show and to please the artists and to please the community, because we're a community show.
Sure. Is that what makes this a world-renowned festival, the quality of the show?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every artist wants to become part of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. I mean, look at the weather.
I was just going to say, of course, you also have these spectacular skies, and believe me, when you go down to the Coconut Grove Arts Festival, you will see Mr. Grove, Monty Trainer, driving around in your golf cart. You always have your hat, right? Yeah. I did bring mine as well, by the way. It's kind of match you as we drive around the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. What do you think? You like it?
That's great. I love
so we're ready to go, right?
Absolutely.
It only gets better, Monty.
Hopefully. Your lips are God's ears.
Yeah, here we go. So here's to 50 more, right, my friend?
Thank you.
There you go. Get your hat ready, folks.
The festival starts here in the Grove at 10 a.m. Saturday and goes through Monday. The fun wraps up at 6 p.m. Everything you need to know is in one place. Log on to cgaf.com. You can get tickets, times, exhibits, and a rundown of everything that'll be taking place down here. All sorts of good stuff right at your fingertips. Plus, make sure you also follow them on Twitter and Facebook.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. You know, Adam, from the food, the music, the fun, of course, and the art, the last 50 years have been amazing.
And it only gets better. For Roxanne Vargas, I'm Adam Cooperstein. Here's to another 50.
And we'll see you next year.